Hello and welcome to this Trigger 2-minute tutorial, and today I'm going to be talking to you about drop zones. Now, drop zones allow you to define areas of a cue sheet where certain parameters will be applied automatically as cue buttons are added to that zone. And here I have a cue sheet with a red drop zone defined on the left hand side and a yellow drop zone defined on the right hand side. Now, there are 4 drop zones available in total: red, yellow, green and purple. And each drop zone has its own base button, and it is the base button that will hold the values for the parameters that are going to be applied to that drop zone as cue buttons are added to the zone. And the base buttons that I have defined in this project are on the first page. So the base buttons are indicated by a coloured segment in the top left-hand corner, and you can see for my red drop zone, this cue button is routed to audio output 1, and the yellow base button is routed to audio output 2. So if I go back to my second cue sheet and I add an audio button to that cue sheet, then if I add the button to the red drop zone, it gets routed to audio output 1, and if I add one to the yellow drop zone, it will get added to audio output 2. So how do I define these drop zones? So I go to Project Options, select the Drop Zones page, and you can see in the upper section of this page the actual parameters that will be applied. Well, the values will be taken from the drop zone's base button and applied to the cue buttons as they are added to the drop zone. And in this instance, you can see I've defined the audio output device and the audio routing to be the parameters that are copied from the base buttons. But you can obviously select various parameters here. The actual areas of the drop zones themselves are defined in the lower section of this page. So if I wanted to set up a drop zone, green drop zone, on my third cue sheet, I select the coloured zone on the radio buttons and the cue sheet from this drop down list here. If I left click on the cue sheet representation here, that will define the top left hand corner of this zone, and right clicking will define the bottom right hand corner of that zone. And you can see the base button for the zone is going to be the top left hand button for that zone. And if the zone spans multiple cue sheets, the base button will be on the first cue sheet that zone is defined on. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial and you'll join me next time.